Good morning, everybody. Welcome to those that have joined us online as well. I always love these graduations with the F&B groups because you guys have such wonderful camaraderie and excitement alongside each other. So my name is Dr. Marla Coonan. I'm the Executive for Strategy, or Executive Dean for Strategy and Stakeholder Management here at Da Vinci. But today it is indeed my honor to be your Program Director for this momentous occasion, your Bachelor of Commerce graduation ceremony, which I'm really excited about for you, but also for me to be able to see the joy in your family. So to those that have joined us online, congratulations to your family sitting here and welcome. They will be able to see exactly what you guys are seeing because we basically let them almost file in back behind you. So even though the screens are in the front, etc., they will see exactly what you're seeing and the screens behind. Everybody has the same view. Then I want to just go through a few procedures. So there are exit doors to both sides. I know it sounds like I'm on an airplane, but there's bathrooms on both sides. The ceremony only takes about an hour. So you shouldn't really need it, but if you do, please just use either of the side doors. We do ask that you keep your masks on during the proceedings, but when you come up to graduate, you're welcome to take it off because the procession will keep theirs on. So you're welcome to do that. The cameras are situated here in the front, and although I'm going to speak to you while you're getting it, and I will be better because the photographers get very angry with me, so I'll let you take your first photo, and then I go through all your research because I think that is your unique contribution that you've made, even though I know you've done multiple modules. So if you watched your colleagues before, you would know that I speak to each of your research topics. It's my bedtime reading. And then I want you to know that we do these graduations small for a purpose, and that is so that you can enjoy the moment with your family and friends. So please don't rush across. Take your moment on the stage. Take your moment in time to be proud of yourselves for what you've achieved and really just enjoy the moment. So you will get your first photograph here. This is not social distancing. It is for the photographer. The next one is when you get capped. The thing you are holding is actually called a hood, and so we cap you. And you get your second photo there, so please remember to look in this direction when you do that. Okay, so I think that's all the procedures. Sorry, one other thing, you are welcome to take photos and videos, but just so you know, we do live stream the event today, and then we take it down just to edit out the gaps, like when people are standing and walking, to break the time, and then we re-put it up on YouTube, so you will always have access to this video of today. And obviously you have your photos here, and then after the ceremony, one of my team will be there to take informal photos if you want to have a photo of yourself and your loved one that you brought along with the academic procession. So there are options and opportunities for it to take during the ceremony, but just in case you don't, you're welcome to get those. Okay, so now it gives me great pleasure to ask you to please stand as the academic procession comes in. Be seated. So I say that when I welcome you, I like to try and I always would say good morning, good afternoon, or something in different languages so that I could show the diversity of the Institute. And then it was pointed out to me in the last graduation that I only use South African languages. So I've been trying a few different ones now. And today I've decided not to say hello or good morning as I did this morning, but rather welcome. So anyone whose official home language I use, please do tell me if I go wrong. So I want to say to you, welcome, maua, welcome, welkom, wamukelekile, amohelo, karibu, nda, benvenuti. I don't know if I got something wrong or right, but the purpose of why I'm saying it in multiple languages is to show the diversity of our student body, those that are based in South Africa, in the rest of Africa, and even internationally. Our student body is really inclusive and diverse, and many of our students studied here and came here and went to various places in the world. So it really is just a warm welcome to everybody in a variety of different languages to show our inclusive culture. I want to just introduce a few key people that have joined us today. You, of course, are the shining stars, but they are the people that have to help build our galaxy. So sitting at the back is our very honorable guest speaker, Dr. Shalboy Sedutla, who is a man that I really admire for the work that he does in our community, which I'll explain to you what he does in the markets in Tshwane and around South Africa. He's one of our Da Vinci alumnus, an esteemed businessman and speaker, and we are really grateful that you came, Dr. Sedutla, to in person greet our students and give your keynote address. Sitting over here to my left is Mr. Lebogang Mokoena. We have to have a member of Senate at every graduation because it is our highest academic decision-making body. We have to legally open the ceremony, and we cannot do so without a Senate member. Sitting alongside him is Mr. Thabo Mashaba, who is one of our council representatives. Our council is made up of various senior business people who are voted onto council, and they then give the institution strategic direction to make sure that academically and for business we are going in the right direction. And Thabo is one of our esteemed members that has been voted on and is a very well-known businessman. I won't name your various companies, Thabo, but we thank you for being here in person. He holds a very senior position, perhaps in your sector. And then if you look over there, it's Ms. Louise Fuller, who's the registrar of the Institute, and Louise's role is to do anything legislative in our Institute, so she's the one who takes your hood and caps you today. And then online and joining us, we do have some of our executive team, some of our other council members, as well as our CEO joining us online. And so there are many people that have joined, as well as faculty and supervisors. So everybody, all protocols observed, I welcome you here this morning. So what I love most about graduations is being able to actually deliver a message to students, and I get to do the welcome and the closing. So I often like to just look at different quotes and see things that resonate with me at the moment. And I saw something before your graduation started that really made me think of graduations. And I hope you don't mind, I'm going to read this so I don't get it incorrect, and then I will speak to what I wanted to say. It says, "Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result of self-satisfaction in knowing you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming." And this made me think of one of my favorite quotes by Nelson Mandela, which says that the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every single time that we fall. So I guess my message to you is that the reason that I think success is peace of mind is because for me, leadership is very much connected to people and the management of people. I think that we often focus on the business imperative, and I'm not saying at all that you shouldn't be focused on reaching a strong strategic outcome for your organization as business leaders. But I'm challenging you with something else, and I'm asking you to continually live a life of self-reflection, because I really do believe that peace of mind comes from when you find inner peace. And I think too often in leadership positions, people push others down because they are insecure about themselves. They stop others from climbing the so-called, which I don't like the term, but the corporate ladder, in order to be able to make successes of themselves. They stop entrepreneurs from succeeding in case they are better than them. And I want to say to you, as agile, aligned, and engaged business leaders, I want you to take the moments and the times that you have and to see yourself as a whole person with both light and shadow. And what I mean by that is that we all have a light within us, and you have harnessed your light or you wouldn't be here today, because you have succeeded, a success of self and a success of other. You have loved ones sitting beside you who are so proud of you, joining you online, waiting for you at home, that think you are remarkable. You've got all of us and your lecturers who know you are remarkable. And the reality is that I want you to love yourself enough to know that you are good enough to lead, good enough to succeed, and good enough to continue on your journey of lifelong learning, lifelong success, and growth. But that does not mean that we are required as leaders to ever put somebody else down. None of us are here if we are not cooperative. And cooperative means that we work alongside each other. And I know that those of you that have met me before, and some of you are familiar to me, I always speak of the term created about Ubuntu as an African concept. I am because we are. And I always tell students, we are as Da Vinci because of who you are. And I stand here today and I say it again. Da Vinci would not exist without each and every one of you, because you are the shining stars in our Da Vinci galaxy. You are the reason that our night sky twinkles. Every single time we go to bed at night, we think of you and the successes you make. We are only the guides and the navigators on each of your journeys. So we want you to stay in touch with us, to connect with us, to tell us about your successes in your life, the ways you've grown and changed over the years, and to know that this is forever and always your academic home. And the reason that I want you to love yourself is because I think there's nothing better than someone that continues to be curious, to be imaginative, and to be creative. And this year we had a very different type of a laureate. We had the youngest professor, who's only 9 years old, if you guys had a look in the media and saw Professor Sabono Isaac Bari. And then on the other end of the spectrum, which he said I can use his age, he was born in 1943 and he's the Honorable Dr. John Carney. And we have that spectrum, like there's the light and the shadow, of the old and the young, and it's all about duality. So we have things like technology, but what about people? We have things like love, but we understand there's hate. So the reason I'm speaking to duality is even in our laureates, we had Professor Bari standing here, and I will release the YouTube video of him telling us all about the love of maths and science and how he sees equations on a blackboard as art. And then on the other hand, you had Dr. John Carney, who said, I know parents tell you that you have to go get a real job and then you can do plays and, humanities. And he's saying, I want to teach that humanities are just as important. And we at Da Vinci are saying that that duality between art and business, between thinking and being and all those aspects remain critical to be a whole person. So today I congratulate you, because I know there were times that you fell. And I know there were times that you saw the darkness rather than the stars that you are. I congratulate you on reaching this remarkable milestone as we're about to invite you up to be able to come and to be able to receive your qualifications. And once you become alumnus of the Institute, which will be after we graduate you, Dr. Sedutle is going to come up and give you some remarkable words of wisdom from his pool of knowledge and thought. So it now gives me great pleasure to call up Lebogang Mokoena, our Senate representative, to formally open this Constitution.
Good morning. By the power vested in me as a member of the Da Vinci Institute Senate, I hereby constitute this congregation as a lawful gathering for the Da Vinci Institute.
Thank you very much, Lebo, for that. So we are now officially open, and we are going to start calling students up. So I just want to make special mention before we start of Tsolofelo Monyai, who's joined us. Many of you know Tsolofelo online. Tsolofelo, welcome. And I want to say to you and to the team at First National Bank, thank you so much for the investment that you make in students and making this possible. You have graduated many students alongside us, and we thank you for your continued investment in bettering our country and our talent pool within our country. Tsolofelo, I'm not sure if you want to say anything or if you are wanting to be quiet, but I just wanted to acknowledge you. I am now going to call on the call on the Senate member to allow me to confer your qualification. I request to you to confer the qualification Bachelor of Commerce in Business Management to the candidates that I'm going to be presenting to you now. Thank you for your permission. We will now be able to proceed. So it is exciting times, and to be the first person, Christine, you first up. So I always say being the first is tough, so we start off over here, and then you can all watch her and say, now I know, just start over there, and then we'll call your name and you come forward, and then you all know after Christine is done. I introduce to you Christine Antonitis. Congratulations. Christine's project title is Investigating the Efficiencies of MIS and Data in Increasing Operations and Service Center Efficiencies. You are allowed to clap for Christine. When I read the names, you can scream and shout. Christine, I want to say to you today that I really do believe that efficiencies and looking at it from a technological perspective are incredibly important. And I know when people see this, there's two things I want to say. They always say things like innovation is about actually making something. And I always say innovation is called ideation for a reason. And that is because processes and systems and those aspects are as much innovative as any other aspects. So I say to you, for being a manager of innovation, I congratulate you, but also systemically looking at how this can improve a business is really incredible to look at efficacy, which is so important to the management of people, because it is about the user interface as much as it is about the employees using the tools. So congratulations and well done. You go to Louise now. So as you can see, being the first one's a bit tough. Now you all know how to walk. Turn around and smile. The cameras are back here. And I want to say to the Antonitis family, may you celebrate alongside Christine today and be extremely proud those that have joined her here today online, and congratulations to you. Well done. We have now officially graduated our first student, so Lizanda, it's much easier for you. Okay, well done, Christine. I now introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, Lizanda Davids. Lizanda's project title is The Impact of Employee Understanding of Staff Benefits on Employee Retention. So, Lizanda, I sing a very specific song about staff retention that people who know me know, and that's about the fact that it saddens me as an educator to see talent leaving our beautiful country and leaving our continent. And when you look at things like staff retention and what impacts people, you really are looking at not only the management of people, but around the talent of the management that we have, and I hope finding innovative ways to retain that talent. So I congratulate you on caring about the people. It is indeed a wonderful thing to do. Congratulations. So I say to the entire Davids family, as Lizanda gets hooded right now, well, capped with her hood, congratulations to the Davids family. Stand tall and proud as you've made your family name today. Congratulations. You ready, Natasha? Okay. I want to introduce to you our next candidate. No problem. You've got time to put it on. I know these hats fall off. Mine's so tight it squashes my head. That's why it's sitting here. So I want to introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, Natasha Faree. Natasha's project title is an exploratory case study of the impact of the COVID-19 lockdown on project infrastructure in a South African bank. Natasha, I was fascinated. Yours is one of the few that I've actually seen that took COVID into account. Whilst others imply situations like that, I think yours is extremely topical and extremely agile. And I think the lockdown had a massive impact, and people all understood the health impact, the social impact, and all of those aspects. But you looking at project infrastructure impact is huge because it has a long-lasting knock-on effect. So I say to you, for the systemic way in which you looked at this, I really commend you today and say well done. Congratulations. As you receive your hood today and you get capped, I hope that you and the Faree family are extremely proud of what you've achieved today, and that you remain proud of this achievement. Congratulations. Renaud? Like I said, it's an interactive celebration. So if anyone's shy, this is not the place to be. I introduce to you, ladies and gentlemen, our next candidate, Renelle Govender. Renelle's project title, you are able to give them an elbow pump if you want and say well done. And then you can smile for your photo. You can take your mask off if you want. Renelle's project title is Reducing Project Inefficiencies Through the Introduction of the Omni-Channel Enablement Platform, a First National Bank case study. I must be honest, when I first started reading yours, I wasn't exactly sure on the title because it's not my area of expertise, but what fascinated me about yours was that you're a little bit of a warrior woman, because one thing that's quite difficult to do, and you can ask one of the big bosses next to you, is to point out inefficiencies in an organization to leaders. It's not an easy road to take. And that's why I call you a warrior woman, because it is brave, but it is necessary to manage upwards. So if we're looking at areas of project inefficiency which can really collapse an organization, I commend you today and say, well done. Well done. And as you receive your qualification today, I hope you and the Govender family celebrate how proud you have held the name and how you have achieved this today. Congratulations. Our next candidate we present to you today for awarding of qualification is Benedicta Cecilia Harris. Congratulations. Yes, I'm hoping to hear ululation, a little bit of excitement. What's happening? Thank you. Benedicta's project title is Improving the Customer Onboarding Processes to Reduce Findings in the Know Your Customer department. I want to say something about onboarding to you, and that is we do it, as you know, here at Da Vinci as well. And I think few people understand that as much as it is about the management of processes and what should be done and how it should be done, it is key to the management of people both in and out your organization. Because if those coming in are not trained to help those that are on the outside, you will never have a successful organization. So when I looked at your study and looked at the whole understanding of it, if I were to explain it, I would say you really looked at this ecosystemically. So what we mean by that is that there are subsystems that form part of a bigger system. And you looked at the various pockets of the various systems that would be impacted. And I think that is why you've really done a good job of ecosystemic thinking. So I congratulate you on that. Well done. And as Benedicta receives her capping now, I hope that the whole Harris family is extremely proud of her achievements and all those that loved and supported you. Congratulations. Our next candidate receiving her qualification is Pradashni Iyer. Congratulations. Pradashni's project title is The Effect of Scarcity of Effective Leadership on Performance within the Foreign Exchange Program House, a First National Bank case study. Now, I say we had one warrior woman and now we have a warrior, because to look at scarcity of effective leadership connected to performance is quite a massive ask, because you're basically saying, I'm looking at my leaders and I'm saying, how do they affect performance? And that connects to all sorts of things like key performance indicators, which are strategic drivers of an organization. So this is really a much more systemic topic than I think you even realize, because in doing this, you're looking at the management of people, yes, but because the people in your bank are focused on technology and innovation, you are actually looking at how performance is driven by key performance indicators in all those facets. So I say congratulations to you on tackling a very tough and risky topic, and well done on that. Congratulations. So to the Iyer family and to Pradashni, we say congratulations, enjoy your celebrations, and well done. And I must commend your employer for allowing you to research these topics, because some actually stop it. So I think it's admirable that you are encouraged. So Tsolofelo, I really say that it's wonderful that the Institute encourages this. I think it's going to shift the space. So our next candidate I introduce to you is Vanina Paolo Malisani. Congratulations. I would like to announce that Vanina has received her qualification cum laude. This is an indeed remarkable achievement, not an easy one. Her project title is Applying a Combined Risk-Based Approach Across Jurisdictions in Combating Money Laundering. So I say you definitely wear a bulletproof vest. I think that these type of investigations are critical and important, but I'm telling you that Thabo will tell you, as will many other people who have also had areas or looked at areas in their management function of doing risk, it's something critical to an organization. We run a risk register. Those type of things are really important. And in the banking sector, I think risk-based approaches are critical, but something really tough because of the absolute agility of the world, that things change faster than you can even think. So the fact that you were able to think laterally in the way that you did, at Da Vinci you would have remembered the 9 dots you did when you came here, and we said, that's what's in front of you, and we want you to think beyond. When I read yours, all I could think about was that stretching of the Da Vinci kite, on how you really stretched your mind beyond. So congratulations, well done. And to the whole Malisani family, on saying today that you should celebrate this cum laude achievement as well as everything else that you have achieved in this journey. Well done. The next candidate up for graduation is Lenora Nontembeko Mofokeng. Congratulations. Lenora has a very shining smile, and I can understand why. Her project title is all about employee engagement. So she says, effective employee engagement in improving workplace performance. I will say to you as a communication person that employee engagement is critical if you really want to grow and build your own timber within your organization and for people to be happy and content in the workplace. This has massive impact on organizational culture and organizational climate, and I hope in your future studies you focus a lot on organizational culture and climate in this type of study. So I say well done to you on looking at employee engagement and looking at the efficacies of it. Well done. Congratulations. As Lenora graduates, I have no doubt that the Mofokeng family are extremely proud of her as she holds her name and heritage up high today. Congratulations, Lenora. I introduce to you Rashika Natasha Mudley. Congratulations. Rashika's title is Digitalization, Transformation, Adaptation in the Banking Industry. Rashika, there's no doubt in our minds that digitization has literally shifted the world in the last 18 months since COVID, but it has been part of our revolutions for a very long time. What I appreciate about yours is about the fact that you're already looking towards the 5th industrial revolution, which is about the management of technology, but never forgetting the management of people. So it is that dance between technology and humanity, the dance between people and technology. And the fact that you look at that shows me that you're a forward-thinking 5th industrial revolutionist. So I congratulate you on tackling a really important topic and never forgetting the people. Congratulations. So as Rashika is capped, I say to the entire Mudley family, congratulations. May you fly your flag high today as Rashika reaches this milestone. Congratulations. Our next candidate up for graduation is Tharolo Nkone. Congratulations. I see Tharolo is certainly somebody who is very much loved. Tharolo's project title is The Negative Impact of Silo Mentality on Performance in the Workplace, an e-Digitech case study. So a few years ago, one of our doctoral students looked at the silo mentality, and I was very involved with him in understanding his study. We presented at a conference. And the thing that he made me truly understand was how that silo mentality and breaking it is actually a way that you can embrace Ubuntu and cooperative governance, frameworks, etc. So I love the fact that you looked at silo management, because people don't really understand that if we operate in silos, We never have a systemic approach to anything, and we can never reach that true cooperative culture that is so African. So I say to you, for embracing Ubuntu, because that is what you did, you understood that your units cannot operate in silos. You actually did something very ecosystemic, because you realized that every system has a knock-on effect to the various subsystems, and collectively, everything impacts everything else. So well done on being a true ecosystemic thinker and an embracer of Ubuntu. Congratulations. So Tharolo, as you receive your qualification, may the Nkone family feel pride today at your remarkable achievement as you graduate with your Bachelor of Commerce. Congratulations. Our next person graduating today is Nkateko Trisha Sambo. Congratulations. Now, I say to you, she looks like $1 million dressed here like this, and she is trying to save her bank $1 million because she is looking, her project title was The Impact of Financial Strain on Absenteeism in First National Bank. It's always fascinated me two things about absenteeism. One is the lack of organizations to actually understand what's impacting people if there is a lot of absenteeism, because often it's linked to cultural issues, meaning organizational cultural issues, burnout, other aspects. But something that was fascinating is people seldom see it as a financial strain on the business. They see it as almost a right that they have to take. So you get into the end of your cycle, oh, I've got a bit of a back pain, let me take off a few days. And so I think the fact that you actually looked at the impact of the financial strain on this showed me that you had a deep and embedded understanding of how that actually impacts the entire system. Because if people are booking off and they are off for reasons that are not correct to be booked off for, it actually impacts the entire value chain of the organization. So it's not really only the financial strain of the moment of non-work, but it's actually the impact on other employees who then have to carry the load, and that all just has a knock-on effect. So I think as much as your title, if I could have changed your title, I think your research showed more than financial strain. It actually showed the social impact on others in the organization as well. So you undersold yourself a little bit here, and so I'm overselling you now and saying well done. So I say congratulations to Nkateko and the entire Sambo family on receiving your qualification today. Well done. I see you getting waved at there. I'm not hearing any noises. Please feel free to shout, scream. Lots of kisses and love to you at the back there. Thank you to your family. Okay, our next graduate coming up today is Nomsa Nomaswazi Sibande. Congratulations. I was waiting for someone to do a good walk, and what about a nice ching-ching for our council? I mean, that didn't suit. Okay, now you can smile for our camera. So I will say something with this personality. I'm a bit surprised about your topic. Her project title was The Impact of Inefficient Fraud Prevention Processes on Customer Satisfaction. I have dealt with many banks with regards to fraud issues in my own space, but I think the part people seldom understand is the fear that people face when they have been defrauded. So you speak a lot around customer satisfaction, and here I see satisfaction as almost a deep understanding that you seem to have, that this is a real stress for people, that their money has been taken and it's gone. So as much as this is about innovation, by you looking at inefficiencies and you gave ideas of how it could be done better, you really have actually managed the people as well. Because if you improve those processes from an innovation perspective in your organization, the customer service, you're actually contributing to society. Because I'm sure everybody understands that to lose money is one thing yourself. You went out, you spent, but for your good hard-earned money to be defrauded, there's a fear of never getting it back. So I want to congratulate you on tackling something that is so critical and important to people. Well done.
Thank you.
So I say to the Sibande family, congratulations, and may you feel extremely proud. Nomsa, back. You were dancing, you missed your photo. Your mom wants to put it up on her wall. I mean, really. Okay, so I've been joking the whole time, and I always say they save the best for last, and on every graduation it's been a man that has been here. So Sarah Jane, today I say they save the prettiest lady for last, and today I can truly say that we're going to be congratulating Sarah Jane Sokolich. Sarah's project title is Focusing on the Total Customer Basket to Improve Overall Customer Service, a First National Bank case study. So, Sarah, I want to say to you that I loved your customer basket, that I almost wanted to steal the concept and give you credit, of course. But I think that what I loved most about your study was the holism of it. Yesterday, our CEO, Professor Klopper, spoke about a donut, and he gave this analogy in his speech about how a donut is a whole round, and it's got, and everything inside that, the topping and everything that's included, is all part of this deliciousness. So it's not about the center, it's not about the top, it's actually about the experience. And when I saw yours, and especially because it was a basket, I thought to myself, and when I read it, I thought, this is really something that you're explaining, this principle. It's about the fact that if we don't look at things holistically, you might fix one pocket and make it excellent. But again, it goes towards pockets rather than the whole experience. So if we're looking at things really holistically, which for me is the ultimate goal, I say to you, well done and congratulations. Well done. So to the Sokolich family, and I see you have a young supporter at the back there, I say congratulations to you. And this is indeed a remarkable achievement, and being a working mom and being a working professional is no easy feat to all of you sitting here today. Congratulations. So before my academic procession sits down, I'm going to now ask all of us to give you a standing ovation. We're going to stay standing and clap as we welcome the following stars into our Da Vinci galaxy. We say to, I'm like, where's my list? I say to Christine, Lizanda, Natasha, Renelle, Benedicta, Pradashni, Vanina, Lenora, Rashika, Tharolo, Nkateko, Nomsa, and Sarah Jane, you are the newest Da Vinci stars. Congratulations. The academic procession may now be seated. Thank you. So I want to serenade you a little bit now, and then I will be calling up our honourable guest speaker. And I want to say to you that we have always opera singers that will serenade you, but we can't because of COVID. And so we do a recorded rendition of God Bless Africa in dedication to each of you today.
Oh
agree that that was indeed beautiful. So congratulations yet again. Our guest speaker, who's going to, now that you are graduates and alumnus of the Institute, he's going to address you, and I want to just introduce a little bit about him to you. I want to say to you that before I tell you what his qualifications are and how successful he is, I want to say something about Dr. Sedutla, because I actually sat in on his oral defense for his PhD when he actually completed. And I was blown away by how he took innovation in people and the management of such to the next level. He is someone who, I promise you, at 4 o'clock in the morning, you will find him at the Tshwane fresh produce markets, because he actually cares about the people. He looks at ways that those fresh produce, people that are trying to sell fresh produce and trying to develop fresh produce are actually making it. He is passionate about entrepreneurs and township entrepreneurship, to a point that I often wonder, Dr. Sedutla, where you get your energy from. He is an extremely well-accomplished man. He has a qualification. We're so proud that his doctorate is from the Da Vinci Institute, and he's one of our proud doctoral alumni. He has a Master of Commerce degree, which he got from the University of Pretoria. He's got an honours degree in business management, which he got from the University of the Northwest. He's got a postgraduate university education diploma, because he cares about the people and lectures to multiple people, from the University of the North. And he's also got a Bachelor of Commerce degree in management sciences. So I think you can understand that he's an extremely wonderful man, but a more humble man you'll never, ever meet. Dr. Sedutla is currently the Director of Market Business Development at the Tshwane Fresh Produce Market. He wants to build people up, he wants to grow people, and he truly is someone who believes in sustainable societies. I've seen some of his project work and how he implemented his own doctoral studies to improve the lives of others, and it didn't even touch anything to do with him. It was purely for others. You are so altruistic in this way. And I want to say he's got extensive experience. When you think of a kind-hearted man, you don't always think of them as a tough businessman. He's got strategic business management development experience that will come out of many of our ears. He's in trade and development, client management, market turnover growth management, general management, and fresh produce entrepreneurial training, which is what I discussed with you that he does. And he develops traders. He goes out there, the man on the street who's literally selling the fresh produce. This remarkable man goes and sits alongside them and truly tries to understand them and help their businesses. And that's why I see you as someone who lives the Da Vinci dream, because you influence the co-creation of sustainable societies. You don't care what is written on paper about you, you're a doer. And you are someone that is continually trying to better others, and that is why I admire you so much, Dr. Sedutla. I introduce to you Dr. Shalboy Sedutla.
Program Director, thank you very much. Chairperson of the Council, Senate Representative, Council members, Academic Community of Da Vinci, Executive Management Team, a member of faculty and staff, parents, students representatives, and graduates. Thank you very much for such a warm welcome. I'm pleased to be here to join you in celebrating this wonderful occasion. I'm delighted to be able to speak to such an impressive group of graduates. Well done. Well, you made it. This is your moment, but not yours alone. You share it with family, friends, supporters, and even haters that motivated you to get to this point. I hope that today marks the beginning of an incredible new journey for you. This is your day of reaffirmation. You are a new keeper of our community. Every time you remember the legacy and the lesson of the Da Vinci to love, honor, learn, and commit to carry them with you and as you take the next step in your journey. The world we live is now changing, is constantly changing. As graduates, you are faced with particular challenges of developing the economy. As is now, business confidence remains fragile, domestically and internationally, that is globally. The challenges that plague the economy most include others: COVID-19 pandemic lockdown, government overspending, rising government debt, poor state of delivery capabilities, governance and corruption challenges, both public and private sectors. The unreliability and unpredictability of electricity supply, that is the load shedding. Unemployment and poverty. Those are the challenges we are facing. Despite all these challenges, we see the level of entrepreneurial activities across the globe increasing. If you look at countries like Asia, Pacific, Europe and America, Latin and Caribbean, Middle East and Africa, we see large number of emerging entrepreneurs which need to be supported. There are large number of self-employed and startup activities. There are more established and medium-sized businesses. These different manifestations of entrepreneurial activities contribute to the sustainable economy in their own way. An integrated, innovative approach is needed from the commercial banks and government to implement, even government agencies, especially government implementing agencies such as we have Industrial Development Corporation, the National Empowerment Fund, Small Enterprise Finance Agency, and the Small Enterprise Development Agency, Development Bank of South Africa. We need those institutions, to support the development of the SMME. Even the commercial bank to reposition themselves towards this area, because this is very important. Because in order to obtain this economic stability, to stabilize our country, to be part of the global picture, we need to maintain the economic stability. To be part of the G8 or G7 countries, we need to maintain our local economic stability, which is very important. And we want to see small business investment companies. We want to see small business innovation research programs, being facilitated through the higher learning institutions like Da Vinci. We need to see such programs. We need to see grants being channeled to the universities, the higher learning institution, to facilitate research and innovation on small and medium businesses. We want to see small business technology transfer programs, which are very important. We want to see advocacy for small businesses. These are some of the important programs which we really need to implement, in order to stabilize our economy. As graduates, you are now being told that world needs you. You are expected to make contribution towards the implementation of economic reforms. Your creativity will shine. The Da Vinci experience empowered you to seek your passion and pursue and purposes. It has instilled you a sense of global responsibilities. It has allowed you to succeed and deal with the challenges of the global pandemic, remote learning, and virtual events. You will always remember this celebration and reflect it upon at different moments in your life when the uncertainties in the world causes you to question everything around you. I want to leave you with an extract from Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington said, I quote, "I have found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risk. fall forward. Every failed experience is one step closer to success. You have got to take risk. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. There's no doubt about it. Never be discouraged. Never look back. Give everything you have got. And when you fall throughout life, fall forward. By accepting the degree that you receive today, you acknowledge that this is what you're called to do, to expand the ripple of hope. To become graduate of 2021, once more I say congratulations. I leave the fate of the world in your hands, and I'm confident that it will be better because of you. Go forth and do great things. I thank you.
I'm sure you can see what I mean by a humble man, but I think part of that message is a very critical one around the SMEs and the need for small business. I know many of us do work in the corporate sector, but the reality is if we're going to drive our economy forward, entrepreneurship and the absolute nurturing of small businesses is going to be critical. There are not enough organizations to create the number of jobs we need. And I hope many of you will venture into the space, and when you get into positions, if you choose to stay in the corporate space where you can influence this, that you look towards community engagement initiatives that are able to really engage, especially within the banking sector. Often people take loans, as you know, and they don't have the skill level that is required to run the businesses. And I hope with your level of expertise, you will influence your own organizations in the training of startups and the assisting and ability. But that message was similar to mine at the end by Denzel Washington about the fact that falling should never be seen as failure. I think that every single thing that happens to us in our lives, we learn a very important lesson from. And I hope that as you go along, what your studies have taught you and what they've shown you is even when you wanted to actually just stay down, whether you crawled, whether you walked, no matter what you did something to get up, because otherwise you wouldn't be here today. So today I tell you, whether you're wearing beautiful, because I love your shoes by the way, whether you're wearing beautiful stilettos, whether you're wearing tackies, whether you're wearing slip-slops, your shoes are broken and beaten, and I get it. You have walked the journey. Whether you took a path through the forest, one up a mountain, up a cable car, it doesn't matter. You took the journey. And I want to say to each and every one of you today, this is only one of the stopping points on the journey of your life and your story. And it is only you that can tell your story and see where you're going to go. I have no doubt in my mind that your stories have many more beautiful chapters to write. And today, on behalf of the executive of the Da Vinci Institute, on behalf of the Senate, and on behalf of the Council, I want to thank you for allowing us to be one of the chapters in the story of your lives. We appreciate that, and we appreciate you. So my voice isn't quite as gruff, so maybe I should have got you to do this, Lebo, but you look quite official there, so I won't. My voice isn't quite as gruff because I want to say in a galaxy far, far away, amongst the dust of human particles. Thank you. There's my screen. Gas, gravity, gravitational pull. There lies a very important galaxy, and that is called the Da Vinci Galaxy. And in this galaxy, the most important part of our galaxy are our magnificent stars that we have connected with and collect along the way. So if you have a look at the image behind you and in front and in your programs that were on your seats, you will see a multitude of different constellations. So the twinkling one there, you will recognize as our purple cow of remarkability, showing that each of you are remarkable. You will see, if you look in your graduation program, you'll see the outline of the 9 dots that forms the kite to show you to think outside of the box. You will see the Da Vinci Tips framework, the shell of it. Those are our symbols of Da Vinci. Those are our constellations that we've connected and collected with multiple companies, people like Thabo, who I've said to you have given his business knowledge freely to us to grow and develop the strategy, and his council counterparts, people like Lebo and the Senate who've given themselves academically, our founder and executive chairperson, Prof. Ben Anderson, whose brainchild Da Vinci was. All of these things have connected and collected our symbols. And what we say is we put a star up for every single student in our galaxy because we want your connections and collections of your unique constellation to be up in our galaxy, and that is our honor that we get to do that. So wherever you go and wherever the world takes you, I want you to remember that it doesn't matter if your feet are in the dusty streets of Garankuwa, if they're on the opulence of a marble floor somewhere in Dubai, whether they are sitting on your home floor barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter where your feet find you, because the night sky will always be the same, no matter where your feet are. So we say to you, this is your academic home of belonging. You belong here, and we want you to know that it doesn't matter how hard, how tough, or how good your life is. Our doors are always open 7 days a week, and we have Wi-Fi, so you are welcome to come. But we speak of our proverbial door as well as our actual doors. We want each of you to stay connected with us. Please, when you see events, when you see things coming up, when you get our newsletter on a monthly basis and we say to you, please share, it is nothing to do with vanity to share who you are. And I think that we've been raised as a society to believe that if we celebrate self, and that's why I started off with the individual, if we celebrate self, we're conceited or we're vain. It's not the truth, because a person who loves themselves and celebrates themselves is never fearful to celebrate others because they know their own worth, so they can recognize other people's worth. And that's why I want to say to you today, please share with us. You can share with me personally. My email address is up. You are welcome to do it. It's just marla@davinci.ac.za. You can share on our communications link. You can share via newsletter. But I want to know what's happening with each of you. We want to profile you. We want to talk about you. So you don't have to achieve something to be profiled. You are already someone worthy of profiling. You're a Da Vincian. So mail us and say, I've got some time available and I'd like to be profiled this month, and we will gladly and want to profile you. So I thank you for becoming a Da Vincian. I thank you for nurturing things like your curiosity, your inclusivity of society, your transdisciplinarity, and your co-creation, because those are things we value, and we hope you will value too. I thank everyone that's joined us online and here who supported you today, and I say to them, you're as much of a player in this success as those sitting alongside you or virtually alongside you. We congratulate you. I tip my hat to you today and say, well done. So you can now shout, scream, and be happy for yourselves before we sing the national anthem. You can throw your hats, you can do whatever, because you are alumnus of the Da Vinci Institute. And I say your names as they are written in the stars. Christine, Lazanda, Natasha, Renal, Benedicta, Pradashni, Benina, Lenora, Rashika, Barolo, Nkateko, Nomsa, Sarah Jane. Congratulations. Now we are going to invite you, as I ask you all to rise for the national anthem, we're going to invite you outside to have some snacks and drinks with your family. Your qualifications, the actual scroll and certificate are available just to the right here in reception. But what I also want to say is that my very handsome procession and Dr. Sadutla will be outside if you would like to have a photo. I've got my photographer standing outside who's part of my team, and then he emails them to your program convener and you guys can just download them from the link. And you're welcome to have individual and with your loved ones, or I know some of you, especially the F&B guys, like their teams. Please feel free to do that as we embark outside. So once the national anthem has been sung, the academic procession will leave to the song Guardiamus, after which you may all follow. Thank you very much. Please rise. Oh, I made one fatal mistake. Sorry. I'm sorry, Lebo was giving me a bit of a look. I did not formally ask our person of Senate to dissolve this council. So legally, you are not finished. You can stand, but you are not finished. Lebo, please dissolve.
Thank you, Dr. Koning. As a member of the Senate of the Da Vinci Institute, I hereby dissolve this congregation of the Da Vinci Institute for Technology Management.
Thank you. The national anthem. Thank you.
Sisi